another Biblical History on the Go. Today I wanted to talk about a current event that I heard just a moment ago on NPR station in Russia. So apparently there's a cryogenic company that is maintaining bodies for the sake of eventually being able to revive those people who have paid upwards of $40,000 to have their bodies preserved, frozen. That's what cryogenics is. So I don't have any particular qualms with the science of cryogenics, or necessarily the search for the ability to enhance the human experience, human life, by finding ways to cure disease and essentially lengthen people's life, their quality of life. But the interesting thing about this article and the part that stands out, the reason why I'm bringing it to you here, is because there's a question of whether or not these people are playing God, as we've heard the term. But one of the founders, I believe it was one of the founders, I missed the name and I couldn't find anything on Google as far as this company specifically. But the person who was interviewed was told the interviewer that said person, whoever it is, was asked about the idea that they were playing God, and this person's response was, I'm not playing. That's where it gets a little more concerning, especially in the Christian aspect. And no, it doesn't go raising Antichrist flags, but it does raise flags about end times in general. Specifically, I want to say I like the determination to essentially conquer death, but the purpose, and as the interviewee mentioned, the purpose is to become God, or to be gods. They want the power over life and death, and they want to be controlling the future. This is what came out of his mouth during the interview. And that's where it gets concerning. For one, these people don't believe in God, obviously, so they think that they need to put the power into their own hands to control life and death, etc. Sure. But in the Christian perspective, in Revelation, there is, after the rapture, after the Great Tribulation of the church, so the Antichrist has already been revealed. People recognize who it is, and the Christians are raptured up after 3.5 years of the tribulation. The two witnesses in Jerusalem are killed. 3 days they raise up and they're taken to heaven. The 144,000 are still there. I believe, pretty sure 144,000 are still there, being persecuted, probably killed. What happens is the Antichrist claims to be God as well, but essentially the entire world, besides whoever accepts the gospel after that point, because of the witness of the two witnesses and the 144,000, these people all believe that this person is God because of the fancy miracles and the flashy supernatural things that they never believed in, but now that they see it, they're like, oh, this has to be God. Or those Christians, oh well, it doesn't matter, this is God. But the interesting thing about that is, during that time, the Revelation, I don't know exactly where, I'll find it, of course it'll go into the description, but it says that the death will flee from people. And what that means is that we, as a human race, will eventually figure out a way to create immortality. And this is, I believe, outside of the influence of the Antichrist, because he has no power for life and death. The only thing that he will be able to bring life to is the statue of himself, in order to force people to get the mark of the beast on the forehead or the right hand, and if they don't get the mark, then they are killed. But as far as this technological advance that causes death to flee, it's not removed, obviously, because people are still being murdered, right? Because we're still human. But humanity does achieve a way to eliminate all disease, which sounds amazing, and I wish we had that now, but we don't. A way to eliminate all disease, and in fact, a way to keep people from dying, other than the people that they murder. And so this kind of talk about this cryogenic company and the way that they're not playing, they're actually trying to be God. It's that mentality that I wanted to bring up, because it's that mentality that will succeed in the end. And that's one of the signs, is that we will eventually find a way to live forever as humans. But that's also one of the signs that Jesus is coming, because we're not bodies with a soul that we need to preserve our bodies forever. We are infinite souls with temporary bodies, and God will manage that himself. So hey, this was a pretty short video. That's all I wanted to say on the matter. Just wanted to bring up another sign, something to know for the future. I'll put the verse in the link. That's all for now. Have a good one.